Everything happens for a reason. We hear this phrase so often that sometimes it starts to sound like a cliché. Whenever something good happens, people say it. Whenever something painful happens, people say it again, hoping it will somehow make the pain easier to carry. Everything happens for a reason. It sounds simple, almost too simple. But if you really sit with these words and allow them to sink deep into your heart, you realize that they carry a powerful truth about life. Think about it carefully. Everything means everything. Not only the beautiful moments, not only the victories and the celebrations, but also the difficult days, the painful experiences, the disappointments, and the moments that completely change the direction of our lives. When we say everything happens for a reason, we cannot pick and choose which events we want to include. We cannot say that happiness has a reason but suffering does not. Life does not work that way. There are moments in life that break you, moments that shake you to your core. Some experiences may even change you physically. They may leave scars, visible or invisible. They may transform the way you see the world. And sometimes these experiences can feel incredibly unfair. In those moments, it becomes very easy to ask the question that almost every human being has asked at some point in their life. Why me? Why did this happen to me? Why now? Why in this way? These questions are natural. They come from a place of pain and confusion. But sometimes the answer is not meant to be found immediately. Sometimes the reason behind an experience only reveals itself years later, when we look back and realize that what once felt like the end of our story was actually the beginning of a new chapter. There are incidents in life that may break your body but strengthen your spirit. There are moments that may challenge your confidence but awaken your purpose. And sometimes the things that appear to be the worst moments of our lives end up shaping us into the strongest version of ourselves. That life was never meant to be easy. That may sound harsh, but it is also incredibly liberating when you truly accept it. Life is not designed to be a straight road with no obstacles. It is a journey filled with twists, turns, challenges, and unexpected events. It is a test, a trial, a process that constantly asks us who we really are. And trials are never easy. Think about any meaningful achievement in life. Growth never happens inside comfort zones. Strength is not built in moments of ease. Character is not developed when everything is going exactly the way we'd planned. Character is developed in the moments when things go wrong and we must decide whether we will give up or keep moving forward. Many people spend their lives expecting comfort from life. They expect life to always be fair, always be smooth, always follow their plans. And when adversity appears, it feels like something has gone terribly wrong. But adversity is not the exception in life. In many ways, it is part of the design. Challenges are not always punishments. Sometimes they are invitations to grow, to learn, to discover strength within ourselves that we did not know existed. Every obstacle carries a lesson. Every struggle carries an opportunity. The question is not whether challenges will appear. The question is how we will respond when they do. At the end of the day, what truly defines a person is not how many times life knocks them down. What defines a person is the decision they make afterward. Do they stay down or do they rise again? The decision to rise again, even when everything feels heavy, even when the road ahead looks uncertain, even when the heart feels tired. The decision is what shapes a human being. There is a beautiful perspective that can change the way we look at life. Sometimes we spend so much time complaining about what we do not have that we forget to appreciate what we already have. Think about it for a moment. We complain about the stress in our daily routines, about the pressure of responsibilities, about the small inconveniences that disturb our comfort. Yet somewhere in the world, there is a person lying in a hospital bed, dreaming about living the exact life that we are complaining about. Someone somewhere is wishing for the opportunity to walk outside again. Someone is wishing for the ability to breathe without pain. Someone is wishing for just one more ordinary day with their loved ones. And here we are, living a life that someone else is praying for. This realization does not mean that our struggles are not real. Pain is real. Difficulties are real. Everyone faces challenges that feel overwhelming at times. But gratitude changes the way we carry those challenges. Gratitude reminds us that even in the middle of difficulty, there is still something to appreciate. There is still something to hold on to. There is still something that makes life meaningful. When you start looking at life through the lens of gratitude, your perspective begins to shift. Instead of focusing only on what is missing, you begin to notice what is present. Instead of only seeing the problems, you start noticing the blessings that quietly exist in your everyday life. A roof over your head, the ability to move, to breathe, to speak, to think, to dream, the presence of people who care about you, the opportunity to wake up and experience another day. These things may seem ordinary, but they are not guaranteed. Gratitude has a powerful effect on the human heart. A grateful heart does not become bitter easily. A grateful person learns to appreciate life, even when it is imperfect. And life will always be imperfect. But imperfections do not mean life is not beautiful. In fact, sometimes the beauty of life is hidden within its imperfections. Every experience you go through shapes you in some way. Every challenge adds another layer to your strength. Every setback teaches you something that success never could. And when you look back years later, you may realize that the things you once wished had never happened were actually the things that prepared you for who you were meant to become. So embrace your journey, embrace the challenges, the lessons, the unexpected turns, embrace the moments that test your patience and the experiences that stretch your courage. Because each of these moments is part of your story. And your story is still being written. No matter what you are facing today, remember that you are stronger than you think. The fact that you are still here, still moving forward, still searching for meaning in your experiences is proof of your resilience. Life is not about avoiding every difficulty. Life is about learning how to grow through those difficulties. So whatever exists in your life right now, the joys, the struggles, the uncertainties, hold them with an open heart. Embrace your journey fully, and always remember that you are blessed in ways you may not always see. There is always something to be grateful for. There is always something worth appreciating. When you choose gratitude, bitterness slowly disappears. When you choose gratitude, hope begins to grow. And when hope grows, life becomes lighter, even in the middle of challenges. Be grateful for what you have today, because the more gratitude you carry in your heart, the more beauty you begin to notice in your life. And sometimes that simple shift in perspective can change everything.